Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert, that's me. This video contains things that I tinker with throughout the day. For step-by-step detailed instructions of those tasks, you can click on the links in the comment section below. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. This video also has tips and tricks that I've learned over the years. So, thank you very much for watching. This is where I am today, day 2 of shipping a transmission. My buddy Dan told me how to do this in the first place, and I wanted to, wasn't that I was ignoring his advice, it's just that I thought that the FedEx facility that I normally use would help me. Well, I ran around for 4 to 6 hours yesterday trying to get this transmission shipped, unsuccessful. If you want to ship a transmission, this is what you need to do. Once you have the transmission you want to ship, first thing you need to do is drain it of all fluids. I thought this transmission was drained of all fluids. Obviously, not all the fluids are out of it. Once you get all the fluid out, you want to bag it. I put the bags around the transmission. I got 2 of these heavy-duty trash bags around the transmission, and I have oil eater pads inside the bags just in case some fluid is still in the transmission. Double bag it. Next thing you want to do is get a tote big enough for the transmission. This is a standard transmission, so this tote is big enough. I think it's a 27-gallon tote. It is dimensions 28, 19, 15. That transmission should fit in that tote, and you want to try to make sure the tote can handle the weight because you don't want it coming out of the tote. So anyway, I'm going to open this up and I'm going to put some packing material in there that will help stabilize the transmission. And then I'm going to set the transmission in there on top of the packing material. Then I'm going to fill in the rest of the void space with packing material so that it's not bouncing around in there. At least stabilize it some. Get it in there best you can, stabilize it best you can, fill in the gaps best you can. Put the lid on it and secure the tote. I'm probably going to put zip ties in all of these positions and then wrap tape around it, twice one way, twice the other way. Take it by the FedEx place. Now, this is going to go ground express. It's under 150 pounds. It's about 120 pounds because it's a standard transmission. This is what you need to do. All other activities is void. This will cost me about $200 to ship this from here to New York City, which is 2,000 miles. Now, another option is to take it to a FedEx freight facility, put it on a small crate. Shipping is 2, almost 3 times as much. The only way you can go FedEx Express ground is if it's under 150 pounds. Automatic transmissions are heavier. You'll need to find a different freight source. We are here with the donor car. The very first thing I did, open the hood, and there's oil all along here. So somehow oil is slinging up here, soaked this up, got on this, and it's got that all wet. Anyway, we pulled the oil dipstick, nothing on the oil dipstick. So I got the new oil dipstick, which is a little bit longer. When you put it like that, a little bit longer on the end, but the full line on the new dipstick is about a half quart lower. Will that matter? Half quart? No, not really. But it is a longer dipstick. I don't know if the broken dipstick in there was the right dipstick for the car or not. So I'm just going to go with this. And if she's at 6 quarts instead of 6.5 or 5.5 instead of 6, I don't think that matters. That one's broke. We're done with that. She had a couple of questions. Yesterday, she somehow triggered the alarm and had to leave the car at the gas station. She didn't have her phone with her to call me, but she got back to the gas station after she called me, locked and unlocked the car door, fired right up. She said it doesn't like to start before 11 in the morning. So we're going to change that fuel pump relay. Hopefully that'll solve that. So right now, I'm heating up the engine. I'm going to do a compression test to make sure the engine's not worn out. And then we're going to do all this maintenance on it. Hopefully the engine's not worn out. She has been probably 4 quarts low at one time, because she said she went around a corner one time and the low oil pressure light came on and went back off. And she's been adding oil rapidly, a couple quarts at a time. And right now she's still 1.5 quarts, 2 quarts low. So let me go ahead, do a compression test, and see what we come up with on the numbers. The engine's up to temp. I'm going to pull the fuel pump fuse, and I'm going to pull the fuel pump relay, let that kill the car, and then do the compression test. Heck, I could probably pull this main fuse. There's a fuse in there for the fuel pump and ignition, and just go from there. This fuse here is ignition switch. We're going to leave that one. This next one is injectors. We're going to pull that one. Then the next one is the fuel pump and the ignition coil. So I'm going to pull those two real quick. That 10 and that 20. I'm going to pull this. This car should die within seconds. Immediately dead. Let's go ahead and get that off. Cap off. Cover off the spark plugs. Pull the plugs. I got new plugs. And do a compression test. I think I got new wires too. I got the cover off. As you can see, oil puddled up in there. That is normal, especially for a car that has a bad PCV job. Now there's oil in that hole. I'm a little concerned with that. So I'm gonna have to check that out. Now this screw here didn't want to screw out. So I lift up on the cover a little bit, put a little pressure on it. Then the screw came right out. That one right there. So let me sop up some of this oil before spider got in here. Before I pull these plugs. I don't want a wet test. I want a hot dry test. This oil cap feels fine. I might have replaced that already, but there's still a lot of oil on there. Could be bad PCV evidence. So let me go ahead and sop some of this oil up with my oil eater cloth over there. Should have a white one. And then pull these plugs. Get this compression test done. Engine should be hot 30 minutes. Well, this is kind of a strange one. Down in that hole there, looks like a bunch of eggs of some sort. Doubt that's puking oil out. Those things probably would have come up out of there. Anyway, I'm going to try to get those out too. I got most of this oil sopped up. Let me pull the plugs. Get this compression test done. These were the hardest spark plugs to break loose. I couldn't get them loose with my normal ratchet. I had to get my breaker bar out that I used to remove lug nuts. So whoever put these spark plugs in there did not want them coming back out. Oh man, spark plugs don't look too good. They're Bosch copper tips. And that number 2 look like it's running real rich. Gap's probably off. I gotta find my gapper. And the other 4 look like they're running lean, especially number 1. Let me get this compression test. Number 1 is at 156. That's good. Let me check the other 4. Well, it got a little wear in this engine. The highest I could get that compression to come up was 110. So, first time it was 80, second time 96, then it came up after I cranked it a while to 110. So engine's a little on the worn side. May not be able to get that glove to suck in after I do the PCV, but I think we got to go with it. It's a free car. What can I say? I'm probably going to check the compression on Red Baron and probably take that engine out of Red Baron, redo the cylinder head on it, and drop it in this car 6 months to a year if this engine keeps consuming the oil that it's consuming. We got a leak there, so I need to pull that out, get that leak stopped. May have a leak back there. Let me see how many of these cam seals I got. I think I got one of each. Yikes. Yep, I got one of each, so I hope that one's not leaking. Probably is. Could be PCV problem. So let me replace that one. It's not hanging out, but it is leaking. And check this one. Drill the pilot hole, put the screw in it, wiggle the seal out. Let me get my seal tool, oil up the new seal and push it in. Last but not least, we're going to get rid of this old fuel pump relay. 20 June 95. Replaced with 10 July 2019. Get these old relays out of your car. She said this thing refuses to start until about 11 o'clock. I think that relay is got bad connections. So I got the tune-up done. I got to put the screws back in the cover. I got this relay replaced. I got an air filter replaced. I got a compression test done. That's all I'm going to get for now because I came too late. So tomorrow I'm going to try to come early, do the timing belt. Oh, I also got that cam seal done. Do the timing belt and the PCV job. Hopefully I can get both of them done in one day, and the rear brakes, because those rear brakes are shot. So this is it for today. Let me wrap this up. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.